Checking the connection here. We're live on Instagram.
So we don't do the recording anymore
No,
because we
we're-
figured out a way to do it without having to do it.
We're
So,
high profile now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we're starting in 3, 2.
Welcome everybody once again to the If I Said It, I Meant It podcast.
Bite my tongue for no one.
Kevin Sheo coming to you as always with my good friend.
Richard Vasquez.
And we are joined in studio by the longtime supporter of the show. Been on many times. Great opinion.
Well, it came up
Odd
on-
picture to come up on the feed here, but nevertheless, we are joined by Candace.
So
Hello.
Candace,
Hi.
how was your day?
Long.
Yeah. Any, when you talk, it's like a handful away from the microphone.
Okay.
I don't want to do this.
Well, I don't know. You yell at Rick and everybody
Well,
else.
because Rick
Rick's
yells.
shitty at this.
Yeah, and he's always drunk.
Just kidding, Rick, I love you.
I'm not drunk yet.
Yeah.
We'll get there. So, it's raining. It's pouring.
It's depressing.
I don't think it's depressing. I like it.
Dude, weather like this, I fucking gotta sleep. It just makes me feel so much better.
To me, it's cuddling weather. I like it.
I don't have
I
anybody
like
to cuddle with.
We could do the show from a cuddling position.
I guess.
We could do like big spoon, little spoon,
Am I the big spoon or the little spoon?
whichever. We could take turns.
Do you want me to leave?
So Candace said, well, I forgot when I saw her.
Neither one of us said no.
Yeah, I know. She said that sometimes some of the things that you and I say make her really makes her feel awkward because it's like really like.
Like intimate and like,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I said that, and I said this in front of Ryan. Ryan is my witness. I said, you guys say it jokingly, but I feel like you guys are not joking because it's so serious at some point. Like there's eye contact,
And then Ryan goes,
there's a smile.
Ryan goes, yeah, I don't know why he does that. He goes, but then again, I did tell Robert that I'd suck his dick for his first round pick, so I don't know.
Yeah, and then he was like, so I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, do you see what I mean?
I don't. It's just easier to be. I don't know. Like I think this is.
He stopped.
We've done this show and because
We've been friends for so long.
we've been
Yeah.
like this is what it is. Like we will just always talk like gay lovers, and then we'll fight like a married couple, and I don't know. It's just kind of the way we are.
And go home and sleep on our sides of the bed.
Yeah. Or in rainy weather like this, big spoon, little spoon.
Yeah.
So
Coltrane said the back spoon's the better spoon.
it is. You get to fart. The front spoon doesn't get to fart.
Because if you do, the fart's right on your
Mm.
fucking genital area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
But the front spoon is warmer.
Okay, I was gonna say, but as a back spoon, your hand's usually under the pillow,
Yes.
so it falls asleep.
It does fall asleep.
And that's all bad, dude. I'm
Well-
sure you're always the front spoon, so you don't have
Yeah.
to worry about that kind of stuff.
I don't know.
Is
Not
this what-
necessarily. Like, because Yvette's been the back spoon before. Like, when she
What-
has to fart.
What's
She, I don't know.
You do get a better breathing experience being
I
the
don't-
front spoon.
well, yeah, because obviously we're all assuming, well, you're the girl, obviously, but like we're assuming that you're with the girl, so like her
Yeah.
hair's all in your fucking face.
Yeah.
I'm not big on cuddling. I'm not comfortable. I can cuddle for like 4 minutes and then I'm just done. Because then your arm's in the way and then my head's there and I'm like,
Yeah, it's awkward.
and I'm like, okay, we're done.
I will say this though, when I do go to sleep, like if I am with a girl, like I'm not a cuddler, but I'm a like I have to have like my hand on her, like I don't know why.
yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
nice.
That's
Because then it's just like, okay, you're there.
whether it's like their thigh or
Mhm.
their tit
Yeah.
or
That's one nice thing about being the back spoon. The reach
Yeah.
around tit hold.
yeah, for sure.
It's nice. But yeah, I see Yvette likes when I lean up against her. Like if we go
Like a
back to
cholo?
back, like I'll lean on her. Like she likes the pressure. But then at some point in the middle of the night, I get like too rolled over, and I'm just like smashing her. So then she puts.
Oh, so that's how you fall asleep. You guys can fall asleep that way?
I can fall asleep in pretty much any position.
Really? I have to. It's just like, okay, we cuddled and then we're done. And then I turn and I'm asleep. Don't,
Yeah,
don't.
See, if a
touch
girl
me
turns
while
on me,
I'm
like I
sleeping.
said, I just have to have I'll put my hand
Yeah.
like on her ass,
just like
and
that
then
you're
at
there.
that point, like I'll sleep on my back, I'll be good.
yeah. I like to like, because at some point you do kind of get like, okay, I need to shift my own position, and then
Yeah.
it may not fit with how that other person. So we've always had different blankets.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my blankets, she has her blankets. It's a lot easier. You don't fight over them.
Oh my god! So there was a girl. I'm not gonna mention any names. That is the craziest sleeper in the world. So I wish I fucking would have done that because at the end of the when I wake up in the morning, I have no fucking
blankets.
blankets on me. And
Yeah.
it's like, what the fuck? And I'm like fighting for like a little corner.
Yep.
And it's like, you fucking piece of shit, man. Are you
Two
I don't
blankets.
pull blankets either. I'm just, they get taken from me.
Oh.
I'm not the one that pulls them. I know.
Try 2 blankets. It helps.
I've tried that.
You have your blanket, I have my blanket.
Somehow or another, I wake up freezing.
I have my blanket. I've had my blanket for probably 30-something years.
Do you have one of those like blankets with the fucking line on it and shit?
No.
Like a true Mexican?
No, it has like the little silky part around it, and I just like hold it and get all
Is
cuddled
it
up.
small?
No,
Or is
it's
it a really
it's
big
a big
one?
blanket.
Really?
It's so old, I want to say it's probably older than I am. It has cigarette burns in it from when my grandfather smoked, which was like the early 80s. It's a pretty old blanket, but
But it's comfortable.
it's still mine. I still got it. But yeah, I don't know. It's rainy weather's cuddly weather. Like, I like
Rainy,
He doesn't like it.
rainy weather for me, sleeping on my couch by myself weather.
You have pillows.
I do, I have one right
Nice
there.
pillows.
And I have a blanket right there.
Oh.
I'll come and cuddle. So it's also been a pretty sad day, not just because it's raining and depressing. We laid to rest one of our great Americans. I don't know, maybe. Depends on how you look at him. George H.W. Bush passed away at 94 years old.
He lived a good life.
If you're the president of the United States, you're one of like 50 people in history. You lived a pretty good life.
Are we on 50 and 30?
No, no.
Oh.
There have been less than 50, like in the history of everyone. So it's a pretty elite job. You have to kind of give it to him, whether you like or dislike or agree with his policies. The pomp and circumstance that goes around burying a president is pretty interesting. I didn't get the fucking day off, thank you very much, Federal Reserve. But
Yeah, my cousin Erica texted me she was gonna go drink. She's like, we're mourning
the death of
the death of our president. Or
Did she know which president or just a president?
I'm sure, and I'm sure she knew,
Yeah.
but because she works for Alley County or whatever, and they got the fucking day off today.
Yeah, so county employees got the day off.
Did your mom get the day off?
She got sick, so she had a note she wasn't gonna go to work anyway. I was
Oh.
like, well, that kind of sucks because you had a day off.
Don't tell them you're sick, just take the day.
Yeah.
And then take the next day off.
So one of my friends got a letter. He's a county employee. He got a letter that he had the day off unless his manager told him that he had to work, or unless because of his job he had to show up for court for whatever case or trial. And so half of his colleagues worked, the other half didn't. So it was kind of like some people did, some people didn't. It was weird. It was unusual for me too.
I like the
I
video.
remember.
There was a video that I think Snoop Dogg posted, but I don't know who edited it. But like Donald Trump's like walking down the aisle or whatever, and then you can hear like the guy trying to be like Barack Obama, like, that ain't my homie. Don't fucking sit next to me. Oh, motherfucker, you sat next to me. Like, shit's fucking funny.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people didn't like him. He was one of the few single-term presidents. Simpsons made fun of him at the end of one of their episodes that he was writing his memoirs, and he was, basically said, having completed everything that I wanted to complete, I didn't see a need for a second term. And it's like,
You just
gotta
lost.
be-
You just
yeah,
lost.
But nevertheless, he was the leader of the free world for 4 years, and it's kind of like I started looking back at all the people that had died in 2018, and like we lost a lot of like big name people like Stephen Hawking, Stan Lee, Aretha Franklin, Bush.
I don't know who else. Michael Jackson already died, right?
Yeah, no, what's his name?
Really?
The Microsoft guy, Paul Newman, I think. Was it a Paul Newman? God, there's other people. It was just like, wow. Burt Reynolds.
The guy from Queen died.
Burt Reynolds.
We lost Mac Miller too.
Oh yeah,
Mac
Miller.
Miller.
And XXX Tentacion, or whatever the fuck his
Did
name
he
is.
die this year?
Yeah, you got him. Get hammered.
And
And
Barbara Bush. Both Bushes.
Oh damn, no
Yeah,
Bush.
No Bush. Well, there's still some Bushes. But, yeah, interesting day. I don't know. It was just,
What's up, Deanna?
not that I'm super, ghosting Deanna. Not that I'm super into like George Bush as a president. I just think it's interesting. I think we only have like 3 living presidents. now.
Do we?
Bush,
Clinton,
Clinton,
Barack.
Obama,
and then Trump.
Trump.
For
So
now.
four. So four.
For now. Until
Four presidents.
until somebody decides to take that fucker out.
Take one, yeah. It might be Obama. She just fight them.
Who do you think would win in a fight between Barack Obama and
Barack Obama.
Trump? You
Barack
think so? He's more in shape?
Yeah.
I feel like he's more coordinated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he
I
played
think so.
basketball?
Yeah, I think so.
Is not any other reasons?
No, he looks like he's more coordinated.
He smokes a lot of cigarettes, so.
Does he?
Does he?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a smoker.
Yeah, he's a smoker.
Really?
Yeah.
How do
Maybe
you know
not.
this?
Maybe he can't last.
Google it.
Like,
Do you believe everything you see on Google?
Yes.
Yeah, it says
you're
that
not
I'm-
allowed to put fake stuff on the internet.
When I Google my name, it says I'm a rapist and a murderer and I'm serving time in life in prison in Texas, but
Really?
I'm here, motherfuckers.
Damn.
What happens when you Google your name, Kevin?
There's a lot of writing I don't understand.
There's a there's a website that says like how many people have your name and like your first and last name and how. Remember we looked up Balmers and there was only one other Balmer Fuentes in America or in the world.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
I have a feeling I'm the only Kevin Shiosaka in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because there's only like 27 Shiosakas in the world, I'm going to
Period.
say 1 out of 27 is named Kevin.
Kevin.
I was a Google search the other day. I asked a guy on eBay to make some stuff for me, and so he put it in on eBay as a listing with Shiosaka in the listing for it. So he goes, you could just Google it and it'll come up. So I did. I was like, Shiosaka
And it came up?
eBay, and it came up. I was like, hey, I'm a Google search. I was happy. It was interesting.
All right.
But yeah, so it's been an interesting day.
Why were you upset?
Yeah.
You said you were mad or you were stressed out or something happened? What? Life?
You said how was work, and I said I had a long day.
I know. Why? What happened? What do we need to be up?
Nobody. My day was just long.
Oh.
I started at 7 and it ended about 7.
Damn.
7 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
No shit, huh? You guys that busy?
Yeah, I'm really busy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I guess. I need a vacation.
You just came back from vacation.
That's what everybody's saying, but I feel like I need another one.
Maybe you take one during Christmas break.
No.
You know,
Dang.
depending on the vacation, sometimes you actually do need a vacation when you come back because you're tired.
Dude, you need to take that extra day off, especially when you go like when we went to New York.
Yeah.
That extra day off is so money. Like
I
it
was
really.
okay. I was okay. I was okay.
That's because I heard you were babysitting beer the whole time.
I don't know. She was really the only person that drank with me.
I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I was at the bar with you at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, there was a bar.
Taking
There
shots.
was a bar we went to, and the guy walked up and he's like, "Hey, I don't mean to do this, but," and then Candace does this, and just slams her beer, and he's like, "Okay, never mind. You guys can hang out
It's
for
like,
like
alright.
2 minutes. Like,
Fine.
I was just gonna tell you, you need to like hurry up and finish your beer. Like, we're not
Yeah.
kicking you out right now, but
Like, we're going to be closing
It's
soon.
not like it's not like
so-
we close bars often, you know, because we know what they're saying. But
yeah,
He kind of looked at me, kind of like,
he already knew.
Marcus wants to know what's with the Tecate.
You know what? I didn't buy any Jameson.
Lack of
and
options.
I fucked up. So
We had a busy day. We had a lot of meetings.
yeah. What do you drink, Kev?
7 and 7.
You don't have that much left though.
I have a little bit. I have enough to get me through the show and halfway home.
So
Yeah, I forgot to restock my bottle. I have a big fat bottle sitting on my kitchen counter, and I meant to bring it. I think I was doing too much research for the show. Missed it.
your forearms look pretty big.
Right? I'm just getting defined through repetitive action.
Do you know what research we're talking about? No.
I take the job seriously, so I have to look things up from time to time and make sure.
I don't know,
that
but
we
now
are-
I'm scared.
Scared of what?
Whatever you guys are gonna make me answer.
We're not even gonna go to that.
So it's been a. I have to tell you, the first time there's been a lot of firsts recently, and I heard Richard apologize.
Oh, Deanna said porn. Laugh aloud.
Porn.
So she's obviously a listener.
Jeez.
Kevin does research and he looks up porn in different categories.
Oh, I missed that episode.
Episode.
Oh,
You-
sorry.
You missed that quarter.
The last
Really?
4 episodes.
Last-
So I
So-
apologize for what?
You apologized. You apologized on the fantasy football thread,
Oh shit!
and
Did he?
I really expected like this.
It was a
like,
presidential.
Fuck you! I'm
apology,
just
right?
kidding. Like I expected it, and the minute you apologized, the thread went silent. I think everyone was like, he's gonna come back with something dick-headed and sarcastic.
No, I was genuinely like, I apologize.
And he never did.
Did
And
you-
it blew my mind. I was like,
So
I actually listened to that one, and I was kind of hoping that I was there because I had so much to say. Like, why would you do that?
okay, so the karma bit me. Well, I don't know. Kevin says it didn't bite
I
me.
disagree.
I heard,
Yeah, it didn't.
and when I heard it, I was like, I'm glad.
Yeah, so everything's right now, I
I'm
guess.
glad.
I disagree with it being karma. That's just my take.
So
I don't think it was
for,
karma.
for those of you that don't
Some
know,
people
I,
don't.
I intentionally try to lose a game so that my arch nemesis Brody wouldn't get the first round bye. But the way our season worked out is the how do I want to say this? The standings are based on points, not head to head. Which I guess he would have won anyway.
As a tiebreaker.
As a tiebreaker. So they both went into the last game being one game difference, but Brody had such a big week, the week that I tanked, that he was only 5 points behind the guy that he was playing, and he ended up beating him like straight up. So he ended up getting the bye. Karma got me back. But I felt bad because like I don't know, people were talking about like they didn't want to be in the league anymore, and like it was just. You know, I wasn't really trying. I was really just trying to fuck over Brody, but apparently, like other people got a little upset about it. So
I don't see why. I had no problem with what he did.
Candace had a problem with it.
I just had a problem with it because of the previous. But then once you broke it down to me and you explained to me that it had nothing to do with money or another person, but it was more just your choice to somewhat lose the game.
Yeah.
My thing was like, if you're either gonna do it, you're gonna do it all the way, rather than like I didn't understand that. You were either gonna try to.
It was tactical. Like,
I was trying to be.
yeah,
It didn't work out
no.
Yeah.
at all. Now he has the fucking first round bye. He has the #1 seed,
Eh,
and I hope he loses next week. That's all I can hope for.
I don't know the
What
last
did
time.
he have to say about this?
Oh,
he
yeah.
fucking complained the whole time. I met up with him on
If he's listening, you
Yeah.
cried like a baby about it.
yeah, he
Oh,
complained
my
about
God.
every little thing. He was mad that because I don't know why our trade deadline was so late. It's actually ending tomorrow, and it should
Oh, I
have
could
been.
still do trades then.
Yeah, it should have ended like a week 10, but like
I need
there was trades that went through.
And you're running back.
And he's reaching back.
I got plenty of running backs.
I just had my bye week.
Oh, because she had a first round bye.
Oh, you started playoffs week 12?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 13?
Week
12.
13, yeah. Week 12 was last week, which I don't
Okay.
understand that, but it's not my week. So
That was
it's-
my right,
it's
yeah.
okay. I sent you the $10. Did you get it?
No.
Yeah, you can Venmo me.
I didn't see it.
All right. Well, thanks. Yeah, I sent it to you.
I just really don't want to play you.
Why?
I don't know. I just
Do you think my team's the best?
no, not at all.
Because it
We'll
is.
talk mad shit.
And that's why I feel for Brody because I don't think it's so
Brody's
much.
Brody's not. He's just as bad as me.
Yeah, but I don't hear it.
Yeah, because you don't hang out with him. That's
Exactly.
We need to add
I
her
don't
on
hear
the
it.
thread then.
Jesus.
Because my thing is like sometimes you're just like you just push the right fucking buttons.
Sorry, you're so good at talking shit.
Yeah, I apologize.
That's twice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my fucking little backpack
You're
guy
what?
dance.
Oh my god.
Little
me,
hand.
me and RJ got good at doing it too. Just like, and I know I look stupid, but it's like
No, I definitely look stupid. That's why I did it.
that whole thing. It's
The
a
Fortnite dance.
it's a
I have no
generational
idea.
thing. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to play you.
You don't want to play me.
No.
Well, if I were to play you, it'd be in the championship
are you projected to beat him?
by like 2 points. It's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a close game. The same thing with me.
And well, the problem is Connor, my best running back, is out with the ankle injury. So, I mean, I am picking up his backup, but
Did I?
we'll see. I don't know.
Of course, I don't need another running back. I've got like 5 halfway decent running backs.
So, did any of your guys' running backs punch a girl over the weekend?
Mine did
No.
not, but mine. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what my running backs did this weekend. Maybe.
Yeah.
I know somebody's
Did-
running back did.
Did you see that video of the guy that?
The surveillance video in the hotel.
Yeah.
The guy or
Yeah, yeah. He when he pushed his girlfriend. It was like from February. The
wait, oh that was
Corinne
from
Hunt.
that wasn't his girlfriend.
No, it was just a chick he met.
It was just some
apparently
girl.
that
Oh,
day.
really?
That's what I was like. But
So-
what was the incident before? Was he from the Washington?
No,
Redskins or-
that was Reuben Foster. So
Oh.
for those who are depending on how many generations or years later people are listening to our show, this past week a video surfaced of the I would say he's a Pro Bowl running back. I don't know if he made the Pro Bowl. He was
Kareem
going
Hunt?
to though. Yeah.
Yeah, he made
He
it
made
last
it
year.
last year. Okay, so Pro Bowl running back Kareem Hunt. Now, it's December. This situation took place in February, and he's seen basically running a girl over, like hit a guy. Hit
Well,
like,
yeah,
he just,
a guy too.
yeah,
Well-
he football hit them into the ground, and then after a series of heated conversations, maybe he ended up kicking the girl while she was on the ground. And apparently some people knew about it. I know the Chiefs had asked him about it. There was an investigation going on with the NFL. They were asked some details about the situation. Come to light, he had lied to them about it. So the Chiefs released him, and he is on a commissioner's exempt list. I think he's getting paid, but he can't practice or play. And at this point, he doesn't have a team. So
Yeah, he cleared waivers, so nobody picked him up.
now I don't know if he still gets paid by the
Oh.
Chiefs. Like that's a I
I know
see something.
he'll get paid the rest of the year, but they won't fulfill his contract.
But yeah. So it's a weird situation, but it's a situation that's been coming up quite a bit. Now, Candace, you had asked if this was the Washington Redskins player, and no, that's Reuben Foster. He's kind of got his own issues going on with domestic violence, also domestic violence, but a little bit different. So
Yeah, actually, I want to talk about both those, but let's stick with the Kareem Hunt one because I want to go back to the Reuben Foster one.
yeah, I do
That-
too.
that
There's a
one's-
lot of layers on the Reuben Foster one. But yeah, so the Kareem Hunt is definitely making a lot of rounds in sports talk. It's making a lot of conversations in just talk in general. So we requested our female, and you are a female. What's your take on the situation? Give us your recap, feelings, and then we do want to dive into some hard-hitting questions about it because Richard and I are both as close to men as we can get. And
I get closer to men if I can.
Yeah, we know that.
big spoon, little spoon. What's your take on it?
First of all, he's an idiot for doing what he did because he has people around him that could have handled it. He's in a hotel. He could have had hotel security come and escort her out. Because from my understanding, they invited them up when they met him at a club, and then they found out they were underage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they weren't even 21? I mean,
They
19?
weren't 21, they were 19.
Oh.
But I think underage to drink, and I'm not too sure anything else, all the other details, but they asked him to leave, and so she was really drunk. If you look at the TMZ videos where she's sitting in the lobby talking to the officers, you could tell she was really fucked up.
Little shit.
Marcus said what's up. Marcus Ramirez.
Hi, Marcus.
Sorry.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a long time. So I just feel like he's dumb for making those decisions and for walking out and taking actions into his own hands because he has so much to lose.
Yeah,
But-
he lost a lot.
But at the same time, if you look at the video, she like runs after him too, and she's drunk. She's just as responsible. She's the one that went after him, and he hadn't even touched her yet. And then it just so happened that did you see the videos where all the guys kind of like try to pull him up,
Swarmed,
like
yeah.
swarmed him to like hold him? So when he pushed the guy is the one that pushed her on the floor.
Yeah.
Then he messed up by kicking. He shouldn't have. He didn't kick her hard. I mean, I don't think it was hard.
That was-
I don't
that's
think it was
the-
hard. I mean,
so-
okay,
so-
but don't get me wrong. Obviously, it's wrong. He should not be doing it. I just think that she somewhat needs to take responsibility because she said something to him that was offensive enough for him to act that way.
I wonder if she told me I had a little dick.
No, she called him the N-word.
Oh, is that what she did?
Yeah, supposedly. Yeah, supposedly.
So the
So I still don't think it's right.
yeah. So
But it could have been
the
handled.
fact that you said that he didn't kick her that hard, I'm
Because
really
you can
like,
see.
Well, no.
well,
so,
okay.
do you
So-
know how many
I'm
girls
sorry.
have said that same comment? Like, it didn't look that hard.
Okay,
I mean-
I'm never gonna.
Well, did you see the
condone-
elevator video?
Yeah,
See,
that's
that's-
way worse.
that
That's
is
way
different.
worse. I mean, that fool has a left hook on him. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
She was flying like a rag
And
doll.
she's still with him.
Yeah.
That's his wife.
Yeah. No, yeah, they're still
They're
together.
still together?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I knew that was his wife, but I didn't know they were
Yeah.
still together.
Yeah. No, they.
So I'm not trying to make light of
We
like
can
domestic
talk about
violence.
No, me
I
either.
I would never.
Me
At
either,
least I
but-
don't think I would ever fucking hit a girl, but you know.
But at the same time,
Shit, I guess.
in all these things, like we still have to be held accountable for our actions. It can't always just be, oh, the guy. Well, he's a guy. He shouldn't. But don't you think he's reacting to something that you say or that
Well, I
you
think
do?
there's been a lot of situations, and I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail where you've been around whoever and they're being antagonized. Like they're
Yeah.
you know how you're saying that like I know how to push the right buttons to like piss you off when we're playing like
Yeah.
a fantasy game. Like I've seen situations where the girls just like poking and like just
Yeah.
wants a reaction out of it, and then you get that. And I'm not saying that that's right. Obviously, like
Yeah, it's
you
not
shouldn't hit a
right.
woman, but when you said that he didn't kick her that hard, the first thing that I thought of when I watched the video was, and maybe because my comparison is what you said, the Ray Rice video versus.
Yeah.
I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna say it because if I said it, I meant it. I didn't feel the video was that bad. Like I feel like it was a bad situation. It shouldn't have happened. He probably should have been fined. I don't know if he should have been to the extent of being fucking.
But they
Keep
have
that
to make an
moving.
example out of
You're
him.
right, and I'm not.
They have to.
I'm not saying that.
How old is he? Sorry.
23.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's an idiot.
I've heard a lot of people who begrudgingly kind of say, you know, he's an NFL player. If he wanted to kick and hurt her, he could have punted her.
Well, you look at the Ray Rice video. Like,
Yeah, like he could have punted her.
I mean, you see
It
how he
was like-
moved fucking 7 guys or however many.
Yeah, and then so
There were so many guys holding him back.
Yeah.
and he
And he
just
couldn't do it.
trucked them
And he
all like he
couldn't
was
do it.
going up the middle on the
I-
linebacker.
I
just
remember-
boom, knocked all those dudes out of the
I
way.
remember one time, this is totally side story, but this is what I thought of when I saw the video. So a long time, and I hope Ryan doesn't get mad at me telling the story, but we were at the yard house, and the bouncers already knew Ryan. Like, I don't know,
They knew.
they
of him.
they knew who he was. And
Oh.
when he showed up, and they didn't even look at his ID. They just said, "Ryan, you gonna be good today?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Really?
And the reason is because one time we were there, and I don't know what happened, but somebody called one of our girls that are friends a bitch, and Ryan fucking lost it, right? And I remember seeing the security guards going to grab him. And they grabbed one of them, grabbed one arm, the other grabbed the other, and then the guy that called the girl a bitch called him a bitch. And I swear, I have never seen two grown men that are fucking 6'4", 260 pounds fly. Ryan threw them off him like they were rag dolls. And fuck, I felt so bad for the guy that called him. Ryan was about to fucking kill them.
Like the Hulk.
Yeah, he fucking just threw him off. So, I guess my point of the story was when I saw the guy run through the 7. I mean, that's just when you have that much adrenaline and like shit's just going through you, you can move a fucking wall, you know. So,
So the talk and for a lot of women who look at it and they go, nah, it wasn't that bad of a kick. Now that's with the asterisk. You should not kick a woman. You shouldn't kick anyone.
Exactly.
But I've had multiple women say it wasn't that bad of a kick.
because he wanted her,
He could have, yeah.
And I say that with there's a lot of them out there that are really sensitive to it, so I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
and we're not
I
asking you
just-
to speak for all
Yeah, but I
women,
just
but-
feel like we still need. Well, I'm speaking for myself. Like if I'm gonna do something like that, you have to be held accountable for your actions too. Whether you're telling him something, you're pushing his buttons, he's going to react. You obviously knew what you were doing. It was a bad situation, and he just did not handle it right. So.
And I know you're speaking for you, but I know in having conversations, non-internet related research for the show and this topic, that there's a lot of women who feel that way. Like if you're going to keep antagonizing, at some point there will be a reaction back. There's a lot of women in this situation. I know the Harvey Weinstein situation. I think there's a lot of women who would want to go out and say, look, ladies, we have a responsibility in this situation. No, we shouldn't be hit, we shouldn't be abused, and I think everybody would side with you on that. But women will also say, take yourself out of that situation. Don't continue to provoke, don't continue to
I mean, we gotta look at it too. This girl's a little girl. I mean, she's
Yes.
fucking 19 or 20 years old or whatever. She's not even grown up yet. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, not saying that there ain't people that are 26, 30, 40 that
That are, yeah.
have been in those situations where they provoke the man to do whatever. Or I should say provoke, but you know, keep pushing
I think
buttons.
provoke is the word. It's not that you're making them. You're not forcing that athlete to do something, but you are provoking the situation. You're continuing to be the antagonist in what could be diffused. And I think because you have so many men in sports and sports talk, the overwhelming, I don't want to say theme or side, is that there's never a situation where a man should hit a woman. And I think that's the easiest answer. So would you side with that, Rich?
Yeah, I can't see any situation where a man should hit a woman.
Yeah, I should not.
Okay. And I'm glad you both take that side, because now I'm going to be the asshole. So,
I thought so.
so
I knew that was coming.
here's kind of where I'm going with this. You come home, hard day at work, long day, 12 hours.
12 hours.
Does not matter.
12 hours. You come home,
It does matter.
and your wife is in the process of drowning your child in a bathtub. Do you have the right to punch her in the face? Save your child.
You have the right to get her off of your child.
Physically. So
Mind you, you have more strength than her. So punching her in the face is obviously going to just knock her out, but you can definitely take her away from the child.
So
More easy. Oh, I'm sorry, not more easy. A lot easier than if it was reversed.
if
right?
a man was drowning a
Yeah.
child and a woman came home.
Exactly.
Rich, would you be okay with the story of a professional athlete who comes home, wife is drowning the child, and he punches her in the face, knocks her out, saves the child?
I mean, if that's a recorded narrative, like, you know, I guess you could get the same result by pushing her, moving her out of
pull
the
her
way,
off.
But you're
grabbing the
physically
kid.
attacking her.
You're-
You are
I guess
being-
You are defending-
your
Oh, I'm just-
specific term is punching her in the face.
Yeah.
Now, if you're saying if you were to strike her to get her off, or like push her or whatever,
you're
physically
putting your hands on
harm
her.
her,
You're physically
to get
Taking her away from harming a child.
Mhm.
then
You are defending an innocent child who cannot defend themselves.
Okay.
Then yes.
So there
But
is.
you can't walk in the restroom and be like, let me just punch you in the face, because you can definitely pull her away from the tub and she can fly.
What if she has doused your child with gasoline and is holding a match where if you don't knock her, or she has a gun to your child's head, and
Well, then how are you? I mean,
you can just walk up and knock her out? I mean, would you
which
be?
I feel like she would shoot you before you got
It's
to her.
possible. It's possible, but would you fault a man for just punching a woman in the face who was in the process of lighting a child on fire?
I feel like I would come at that a different way, because if she has a match and she's about to light the kid on fire,
Mm-hmm.
the punch is gonna take longer. I feel like if I try to talk her away
kind of
from
like
it.
I'll fucking shoot that bitch.
I
right?
know, like I feel like I would think of something a lot more instant.
I think I get what you're going with, Kevin. It's that's the thing with a lot of situations in life where it's like you can't. There's no 100%. I was like having the conversation with, I forgot who it was, but like there's no 100%.
There's no
approval.
absolute.
Yeah, there's no absolute and what I was talking about was, you know, we can all agree that child molestation is bad, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And if you were to poll everybody in the country, it wouldn't be 100% because there's fucking child molesters out there.
Yes.
So there is nothing that is absolute. There's nothing that's 100%. So I get what you're saying. It's just on like the grander scheme of things. It's like you shouldn't hit women, but you're trying to say, well, there's situational.
I would agree with you shouldn't hit women. What I disagree with is people who just jump on the tagline of there's no excuse for striking a woman. Well, if she's brutally murdered your children, you got an excuse. If she is in the process of selling a young boy onto the sex trafficking market,
Well, yeah, then
you got an excuse to kind of.
no, and you're right.
And okay, All I'm saying is that everybody who's so quick to say there's no reason, absolutely no reason, I say, yes, there is.
There
It
is.
may be some small,
Yeah, that's what I'm
minute, stupid, absolutely obscure, probably never gonna happen, but there are. There are situations.
But I think these people are just saying this
Because of what they're seeing.
Yeah.
Because
it's-
they're seeing a
because it's-
situation where she didn't do anything that way.
Because it's easy. It's the easy thing to do, to go on and say, there's absolutely no reason, when really, there is.
I always find it funny that when people are so absolute, so like defiant on things,
Mhm.
and then like 3 years later, they're the ones that are beating the
They're-
shit
yeah.
out of their wife or
Yeah.
whatever. Like that's I don't mean to laugh at that, but like that, it's just like there's been times where people are like,
Yeah, there's no excuse for cheating on
They're-
your spouse,
yeah,
and
and
then
then
all of a
they
sudden
get
you're
caught.
like, oh, hey, yeah, so.
Sorry for my
Ashley
indiscretions.
Madison. Yeah. And so, all I'm saying is that I've been watching, you know, ESPN and Fox all weekend long with all of the bowl football games and everything, and everybody's. You get all these people who are so adamant. There's absolutely no reason. No, well, wait a minute. Now this is just devil's advocate playing. It's a stupid. You could call it clickbait if we had people who clicked on us, but I mean, all I'm saying is that
We're moving up in the world.
there is circumstances where it's okay. She's plotting to blow up the new World Trade Center. Not okay to hit her? She
I-
wants to
I
mass
just- I don't
murder
know.
75 people.
Well, that's obvious.
Well, no, but it's not. Because then you come back and you say, there's absolutely no reason. Well, but there is. I've come up with 3. In an infinite amount of scenarios, I've come up with 3 reasons where we would say, that's okay.
The only thing I would argue that is those situations are probably far and
Probably
Exactly.
never happened.
but
Nope.
being drunk at a club. and
It's a little different.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a
little
little more likely. You
Did
know
she
what I mean?
did she burn the toast on Saturday morning's breakfast? Like,
She didn't get there. She didn't even get a chance to get no
That's-
dick and then get no toast.
that's gonna be, you know, that kind of things. She didn't have dinner ready. That's gonna happen a lot more. Is it okay in that situation? No.
Well, it depends how hungry you are.
Well, but see,
I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Relax.
but you will find people who are gonna say, yeah, no, that's okay. So we're saying is that there really is no I think there's no definitive answer, because I came up with 3 out of an infinite amount of number. I came up with 3 reasons where everyone at this table would say, okay, that's a reason you can hit a girl. Brutally murdering a child, trafficking, and a mass murder next Mrs. Hitler situation. No?
I mean,
I mean, I'm just saying,
you're going to an extreme. So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
understand what you're saying.
super
I
extreme.
understand what you're saying too, but I think that a lot of women that are gonna look at it and say there's no reason to hit her is because of the situation, because she wasn't doing anything
Her.
to that extent.
This person.
Yes.
And I would agree with
What
that.
if she would have spit on his face?
I mean, I don't know what. See, now this is getting, okay.
I wouldn't hit her, but I would be
I
fucking
still
pissed.
exactly.
I would be
this
so
is
fucking
well, this
pissed.
is what I think of. Well, he's a professional athlete, right? He's not just a regular person because he has a lot to lose. He
Mm-hmm.
works so hard to get where he's at. Well, mind you, he is 23. So 23 and a young man is what, 17?
Yeah, he has like,
maybe 16.
he has like 7 more years of professional ball. Yeah.
But I mean, like mentally,
Oh,
He should not have-
He's probably like 12.
he should not have done that. Which he shouldn't have done it. I just feel like when you're in that kind of a situation and you have people around you, like look at how many guys held him back. He could have easily stood in the hotel room where there were no cameras, had those guys escort them, because those guys
Yeah,
were not going to hurt her
Yeah, he didn't.
or hit her or kick her or whatever, and have them deal with it.
He didn't need to be
Get involved. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
He could have had somebody else involved. But
So
Mark, when
he's
you're,
gonna
when,
pay
when,
for that.
when you're drinking and you're under the influence of
Oh,
whatever,
you don't think
No, I
that.
yeah, I
You're not-
understand.
you're
I
not
understand that.
straight.
I understand that.
Marcus asked if male athletes should have female bodyguards to handle that type of situation. I wouldn't say female bodyguards. I think a male bodyguard
bodyguard.
is just
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have, your bodyguard would not be drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Your bodyguards are typically, I'm hoping, licensed bodyguards. So if the police were to show up and she's claiming assault, and you have a video where she's going after him and he's physically restraining her, you have a sober person holding a drunk woman back from getting assaulted by a athlete. I would assume that 95% of the time the police are going to write that off as bodyguard acting in the capacity of a bodyguard.
Yep, that's his job.
That's
So
their
he-
job.
He did, yeah.
So with this Reuben Foster guy, and I don't know how much you know the story.
I
but-
don't really know much, but I heard it was pretty
So
bad.
in college, he got accused of rape, right? Or was it rape or no? I'm sorry, domestic violence, and by his girlfriend. Okay, but because he ended up finding out, and his stock plummeted. Like he was supposed to be like a top first round pick, and then he fucking dropped to like the, I don't know, 4th or 5th round or whatever. And come to find out that she made it up, like she was found that she made it up and was doing that because she found out that he was gonna break up with her. Okay? So fast forward to today, same situation, domestic violence, with the same girl.
Mm-hmm. He went back to her. That's gotta be some good poon.
What do you do in that situation? Like the guy, he
Okay.
got released by his team, he got picked up by another, and people are giving Washington like
A lot of
shit
shit.
for picking him up.
Can I top you one more on that situation?
Of course.
She's done time
For that allegation?
for a separate allegation on an ex-boyfriend prior to Reuben Foster, where it was found out that she lied about a domestic violence situation and did time for it. So now she's lied about an ex, went to jail for it, got with Reuben Foster, made up the story. It was found out that she made that one up. She did not serve time for that one. He got back with her, and this is her third, there together, second domestic violence case. So is it okay to slap her in the face? Because that's 3 times she's wasted taxpayer dollars.
Absolutely not.
No.
3 times.
But she should go to jail
Absolutely
though.
not.
I think she should. She ruined
Wait,
this man's life. Like
Is this
guy.
the same? Because I heard. Sorry, is this the same story of a guy who played college ball and this all happened and then
Yeah.
he got the confession on Facebook or something like that? He
Yeah,
ended
yeah,
up-
same guy.
That's the same guy.
So yeah, and it's the same girl too.
And then he,
Mhm.
because I remember that he was pulled out or he wasn't able to play, but then he was able to somehow get a confession from her on a Facebook
Facebook.
Messenger or something
Yeah.
like that. So then they picked. So this is
So
the
so yeah,
same
that
person.
happened.
dropped that charge.
But what happened was when he got the confession, the draft was already starting. So he already plummeted as far as like,
Yeah.
So
he
they weren't
lost.
going to
it was
pick him up
already
at
done.
all.
No, he got drafted,
Yeah.
but
By the 49ers.
it could have been
Oh,
a
wow.
higher pick. It
Yeah,
could have been
it
a
could have
higher
been a
pick.
first
Yeah,
round.
yeah.
And you're talking a $1 million difference.
So now he's in this same.
Yeah, he got
Now-
released. He got released by the team.
We should
This
say
is
that
crazy.
we truly do not know if this situation, if he actually.
Yeah, if he actually did it or
assaulted.
not, yeah.
I
So
have
this is
no
another.
idea.
She's just saying this again.
Again,
She filed. Yeah,
we don't know if there's any truth to this allegation or this
Maybe
case.
she's the
I don't know. That one I don't know. But there have been 2 cases. And well, now wait a minute. I take this back.
3.
We don't know. I don't remember if her first allegation against him was true or not, because she recanted it, but I don't know if anything actually physically happened.
It just sucks that this poor. I shouldn't say, because if he actually hit her, then
And we don't. That's
Yeah, we
that's
don't
what I
know.
don't know.
But he
And
went
she-
back.
yeah, that's
Oh
very dumb.
yeah, no, that's.
Like you.
I mean,
went
there's
back.
got to be some magical pussy juice.
I was about to say she must have some bomb ass pussy. Like
It's
And
gotta
they
be
have there's no
fucking
kids
great.
involved.
Now
in
there's
it?
we don't. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't look that much.
I don't know if they have homes together. I don't know if they have kids together. I don't know what it is that keeps bringing these 2 people back together.
Maybe she has an amazing tonsil.
Maybe she can do things that I've never seen even in all my research. Because
Really?
in all my research, I can't see a reason to go back to something like that.
He went.
Yeah.
Back to her after and
She literally ruined a
His
good
life.
part of his life.
once.
Yes.
And he knows she did it to another dude.
And he's still young enough to like recoup that, but He'll never recoup. I don't know.
reputation. Oh, he's
What kind of
maybe
research did you guys do here?
24, 25.
We weren't even gonna talk about this, so
Oh, okay.
that wasn't really.
Yeah, it kind of came up today in our meeting, but
Yeah.
Ruben Foster's gonna be like 25, maybe.
That young?
It's only a couple years ago that he went through this whole issue with the
Maybe
draft.
that's what it is then.
Was it like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago? That's kind of how I feel as far as the time.
Yeah, I don't think he's been in the league that long.
So, again, I don't know if this is like a
Just so you
karma
know, we don't
situation.
do a lot of research in a lot of things, okay? We just talk.
Yeah, we're just good.
I thought he did all the research.
Oh, I do a lot of research, but not on these topics.
Only the porn research.
Not on these topics. I don't know if this is karma coming back because Ruben Foster has done things that weren't reported. Like if there's that history of domestic violence that doesn't get reported and like 5 times nothing happens and then she just makes it up.
So this would
Is
be
it-
karma?
I don't know. I would say yes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So like, it's possible that he beat her a couple times prior to this, but then
She has no proof.
she had no
so
proof.
just
But now she's like, I can't take this
worth
anymore.
a
and
try. Yeah.
I gotta fucking. But if you're with somebody that's already fucking called the cops on you once, like,
And called the cops
Well,
on
no, wait.
someone else,
You went to
and-
jail prior to him doing all this. So what makes you think any reason to believe you?
I'm surprised people do. Now, again, I think that had a lot to do with why Ruben Foster was picked up within like 2 days
yeah,
of getting drunk.
he didn't clear waivers.
Because everybody kind of looked at the situation, and this has been a known issue that's gone, around the news circuits in and of itself. Is I think a lot of people probably knew, and Washington looked at it and goes, okay, well, we don't trust her. We don't know if this is truly the situation. They have investigators who look into this. They might know things that we don't, and a lot of people, and I don't know where Washington is on the waiver list.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the same thing as inverted
Or
order.
draft
Yeah,
situation. So,
of record.
we are saying this, but there may have been 10 other teams who would have been willing to pick him up.
because he's a good player.
He's real good,
Yeah.
yeah. But do you want to take on this type of publicity? And Washington has faced a lot of negative publicity because of this. I'm gonna make a drink.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to take a break. Besides the IG video is about to end, and I need another beer, so
Let's do it.
we'll take a break.
I do kind of want to keep talking about it a little bit longer because,
Yeah, I need to go on my rant.
well, there's a lot. If your brother comes with